The Silk Road was a vast and complex network of trade routes that connected the East and West for over 1400 years. It began in China and stretched all the way to the Mediterranean Sea, passing through Central Asia, the Middle East, and Europe. Along the way, merchants traded silk, spices, precious metals, and other goods. They also exchanged ideas, cultures, and religions. The Silk Road was a major force in shaping the world as we know it. It helped to spread knowledge and technology, and it created a new sense of interconnectedness between different cultures. It also led to the rise of some of the world's great civilizations, such as the Roman Empire and the Tang Dynasty, a network of trade routes that connected China and the Far East with the Middle East and Europe. It was active from the 2nd century BCE until the mid-15th century. The Silk Road played a central role in facilitating economic, cultural, political, and religious interactions between the East and West. Persia, modern-day Iran, played a major role in the Silk Road. The Achaemenid Empire, which ruled Persia from the 6th to the 4th centuries BCE, built the Royal Road, a network of roads that connected the Persian capital of Susa with the Mediterranean coast. The Royal Road was one of the earliest and most important trade routes in the world, and it helped to facilitate trade between Persia and the rest of the ancient world. In the centuries following the fall of the Achaemenid Empire, Persia continued to play a major role in the Silk Road. The Parthian Empire, 247 BCE, 224 CE, and the Sassanid Empire, 224-651 CE, both controlled important trade routes on the Silk Road, and they benefited greatly from the trade that passed through their territories. Persia was not only a major trade hub on the Silk Road, but it was also a center of cultural and religious exchange. The Persian Empire was home to a diverse population of people from different cultures and religions, and this diversity contributed to the rich cultural and religious landscape of the Silk Road. The Silk Road declined in the mid-15th century due to a number of factors, including the rise of the Ottoman Empire, which blocked trade between Europe and Asia, the discovery of the Americas, which opened up new trade routes, and the rise of European colonialism, which disrupted trade in the Middle East and Central Asia. The British played a role in the decline of the Silk Road. In the 19th century, the British East India Company began to expand its control over the Indian subcontinent. This expansion cut off one of the main trade routes on the Silk Road, and it also led to increased political instability in the region. The British Empire did not want the Silk Road because it posed a threat to their economic and political interests. The Silk Road was a network of trade routes that connected Europe and Asia, and it allowed goods and ideas to flow freely between the two continents. This posed a challenge to the British Empire, which wanted to control trade in its colonies. Additionally, the Silk Road was seen as a potential route for foreign powers to invade British territory. The decline of the Silk Road had a significant impact on the world. It disrupted trade between the East and West, and it slowed the spread of ideas and technology. The decline of the Silk Road also contributed to the rise of European colonialism, as European powers sought to control the new trade routes that were opening up. The Silk Road is a fascinating historical phenomenon that had a profound impact on the world. It is a reminder of the importance of trade and cultural exchange, and it is a cautionary tale about the dangers of political instability and colonialism. One of the most famous stories about the Silk Road is the story of Marco Polo. Marco Polo was an Italian merchant who traveled the Silk Road in the 13th century. He wrote a book about his travels called The Travels of Marco Polo, which became one of the most popular books in Europe. Marco Polo's book introduced Europeans to the wonders of the East, and it inspired many others to travel the Silk Road. The Silk Road was not just a place of trade and travel. It was also a place of cultural exchange. Along the Silk Road, people from different cultures met and learned from each other. This led to the spread of new ideas and religions, such as Islam and Buddhism. If you like these type of videos, follow the channel so that you don't miss the next videos, and by activating the bell, you will be notified as soon as the next videos. The Silk Road was also a place of danger. Bandits and other criminals often preyed on travelers on the Silk Road. In addition, the harsh conditions of the desert and mountains could be deadly. But despite the dangers, the Silk Road was a vital trade route for centuries. The Belt and Road Initiative, BRI, also known as One Belt, One Road, OBOR, was proposed by Chinese President Xi Jinping in 2013. He announced the strategy as the Silk Road Economic Belt during an official visit to Kazakhstan in September 2013. The initiative was later expanded to include the 21st Century Maritime Silk Road. The BRI is a global infrastructure development strategy that aims to connect Asia, Africa, and Europe through a network of roads, railways, ports, and other infrastructure projects. The initiative is expected to cost trillions of dollars and involve over 150 countries. The OBOR project is a complex and ambitious undertaking. It is still too early to say what its ultimate impact will be. However, it is clear that the project has the potential to reshape the global economy and geopolitics.